Twisted Pine. What's up, y'all?
Hey,
Hi.
Beane.
Hey. Can y'all tell me your names individually?
Sure. My name is Dan Bowie.
My name is Kathleen Parks.
My name's Chris Sartori.
And I'm Anh Phung.
Hey, everyone. It's so good to see you. For those who might not know, we have a history. We have seen each other through the fog,
Oh, yeah.
through the mist.
Big time.
Yeah. I think that the first time I heard y'all was at Club Hassim, before you and I were roommates, Dan.
Yes.
And you were definitely one of those bands that when you came through, I was a horrible server. I just wanted to watch.
To be fair, it's really hard to serve at that venue.
It is. Tell me about the origins of Twisted Pine. How did y'all start?
You want to take this?
Oh, okay. Well, we started in Boston. We kind of met by going to the Bluegrass Tuesday Jam that originally was at the Cantab Lounge, which was like a really grungy dive bar, but a really lively good time. And that was kind of like where we each like kind of found the scene in Boston and like made friends and connections and like just met each other and then like started playing and yeah. And let's see, from there it just kind of like we just started by playing bluegrass, but then we started writing our own music and just like being okay with having these bluegrass instruments like that, you know, or they're not bluegrass instruments, but they're, you know,
Traditionally
people,
associated
yeah,
with.
a lot of people associate them with that sound, and that's like where we came from originally. But you know, then we're like writing these like poppy songs, these like there's a little bit of jazz influence, and yeah, I don't know. Along the way, we met Anne. She was touring through town, so she joined the group, and I don't know. Now we're here sitting with you.
Yeah, I love it. I think that the addition of the flute really gives the whole group such an edge and pulls it into like a very unique Twisted Pine thing, you know? I am reminded of a video that y'all did during COVID times when, and you weren't able to cross the border, I think, because you were up in Toronto.
Yeah.
And so they green screened you in to the video.
That's right.
Yeah. We were, I think, the hardest working band in COVID.
I think you were.
Because, like, we had this record that we had just finished, like, in, you know, April of COVID year 1. And we were just like, what the heck do we do with this thing? And so we came up with all these crazy ideas. And, like, one of them was, yeah, we did that a couple times, I think, where we, the three of us would just play a live show and we would film it and record it as though Anne were standing next to us. And then we would like ship it off to Canada, to Toronto. And Anne just had like a COVID setup, like in her room, like a green screen and a camera. And we like spliced it together with the help of our good friend Blake Hannison. And I think it was almost too good because people didn't really notice. A lot of people didn't know that actually Anne wasn't in the room with us.
It was a big acting gig for me because I was
Yeah.
just pretending like I was having a great time in the room with them, but I was just by myself.
We were like exchanging like glances
Yeah,
and stuff.
there was a lot of like nodding and like
Yeah.
good job, like for her solo sections, being like, oh, what was that? And there's like, we weren't hearing anything in the moment, actually.
We could be doing that right now. You wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
We would be the
Right.
wiser.
Anna, you were with us in the
Just a
room?
ghost.
We also had another show during COVID, which was actually like our technical record release show, where we drove up to the border of Vermont and Canada, and there's like one town where the border itself is like really chill, like it's caution tape and like potted plants, and so we knew of this place, and the three of us drove, and we hadn't seen Anne for so long, and then we just, you know, we met her and she was on the other side of the border, and we set up like a condenser mic and played a show like to each other across the border.
That's so amazing. I remember when y'all did that, and I was like, "You're doing what?"
That's what we thought too.
Yeah, like don't let the border hear about this. It's crazy.
The border guard was stoked.
Yeah, he loved it.
He got an album.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. There you
For
go.
once,
Yeah.
he was entertained in his booth, you know?
During
Not tending the
COVID.
flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. So y'all started in the bluegrass scene in Boston, but your sound pulls, I think, way more inspiration than just traditional bluegrass.
Yeah.
Who are some of the influences that you bring into the Twisted Pine aesthetic? I know, it's a big one.
Ooh.
Everybody. Well, I think also the thing is we all come from different backgrounds and we all kind of bring our voice to the band. So, you know, we all have our personal influences that then obviously transfer into the band. So everyone's coming in with different, you know, suggestions of like what we could sound like. And I mean, I know like there's a big funk element and there's a bit, and you know, I grew up like, I love like rock and I love big jammy, you know, guitar solos, and we have like that sort of sound in our band too. So I think it is really a combination of all our personalities that come together, and so it's hard to pinpoint a genre that we actually take from, because it's like all of them,
Totally.
or you know, all of the ones that we know or like. Yeah.
I'm intrigued. I feel like today can be kind of an emphasis on picking a lane and fully dedicating yourself to that. Maybe really from a marketability place. It's like
Totally.
you have a 30-second TikTok that blows up. That's what you replicate. You know, I get so scared that I'm gonna have like a cat TikTok that blows up, and then I'm the cat guy. It's gonna be wrecked. But have you found that having such broad influences has helped you and propelled you, or do you think that it's made it difficult to figure out where to place you?
It's both, I think. It's definitely both. I think when people see us and experience kind of what we're about musically, I think there's definitely like an appreciation for like kind of what we're doing. We get all the time that's like, I just can't believe you guys are drawing from all this stuff. It's like I hear this, I hear this, I hear this. I love what you're doing. So like that's kind of the reaction we get when people kind of experience our live show or like just our music. But then on the other hand, I think you're right. It's like kind of it's hard without like saying, oh yeah, they are this kind of band or this kind of band. It's hard to book. It's hard to like put out. Like it's hard to find like the right like lane for publicity and like all of that kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know.
I think it is still though, like it's a cohesive and unified like sound and experience. It's just that we're sort of in this place where there isn't necessarily a name for it yet.
Yeah.
And I think also, like to your point, I think we're sort of an extreme example of a trend that I think is just happening in general, especially with younger generations, where like we grew up with access to all of this music and we love it all. And naturally it wants to come out in each of our individual voices. And I think we're just in this period of like having to catch up with terminology and like marketing and just sort of like accepting the expanding nature of these genres. And I think like there's so many artists who we love who are, I think, in that same boat.
I think so too.
Yeah, like everyone just wants to play music, and we're like, because we're in this industry, we're like, okay, we have to put this title on it. But it doesn't.
Get the playlist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I would also add, like, I think our instrumentation is something that unifies us too, because it is such a unique combination of instruments. I think that creates a sound. So whatever genre we're drawing from, there's still this always this unified sound of you know, it's flute, violin, mandolin. We got this bass at the bottom. It's a really interesting sonic sound that you can't really, like, a lot of bands, you know, there's at least a guitar in a band, and we don't even have a guitar. So
Like what?
yeah, so I think that's a big part of our unification, is that like sonically we sound very specific to us.
I think one thing that I will add is that when you come to a show or you listen to an album, I do think that people oftentimes come up to us after and they're like, what did I just experience? Because I just had an experience, which is like shocking. First of all, wow, thank you for saying that. Like, that's amazing. And like, I don't know, that's an honor. Thank you. But also, like, I think that is like a big question that then gets put out there. And I think like sometimes when you're super genre specific, you know, there's like a lot of strengths to that. But then also I sometimes feel like during a show, I don't want to say like feel like you're on a loop, but sometimes you feel like you're on a loop, where I feel like when you're listening to us, you feel like you're listening to a playlist that you like. Not to toot my own horn.
No, toot it. I'll toot it. But it's so true. And I think one of the things that endears me so much to y'all is that obviously I've had a lot of exposure to you. I've listened to a lot of Twisted Pine, and I'm still continuously surprised every time. And I don't know, y'all don't seem surprised by each other. And maybe you're used to your bar. But each of you individually has such a cool thing going on, and you kind of dominate your individual lane. And then you come together into this super group and give everybody FOMO, and it's just like, dang, save some for the rest of us. It's just wild. Truly, it's just wild. I'm such a Twisted Pine fan. Really.
Thanks.
Thanks, Beane.
Who is some artists, some musicians that are out right now that you think everybody should be listening to?
Oh, that's such a good question.
I mean, just because we were just talking about it, Emily King is a big one. Where like people know Emily King, but also like, do they?
But do you? Do you really? Because there's not a miss in the discography. Yeah, I'm with you.
And also Emily King has a really sick like acoustic record that actually is really inspiring to us, because it's sort of like that similar, like it's funky, but it's kind of like low key and acoustically based, which is super inspiring.
That would be such a good bill.
Let's work it out.
Yeah, we can manifest that. Yeah, we can manifest that. Who else?
I've been really enjoying Esther Rose. I don't know if you know her, but she's originally from like New Orleans sound, and she's kind of got a little bit of this country but like old time style writing, but it has this like almost 90s grunge sound to it. So like I think that's really cool, because you're like blending these two worlds of like odd meter phrasing, but like with like an electric guitar and like maybe a dirty amp, and it's like I think that's pretty sick. But yeah, she's been on loop for me a lot recently, and everybody should check her out, and she's awesome live.
Cool.
I really like her.
I mean, not to go too far back into the bluegrass world, but I would say, you know, there's so many great young acts out there that are just really taking what kind of this like bluegrass kind of acoustic traditional sound and like really expanding. I mean, Billy Strings, I would say like Sierra Hull, Molly Tuttle, like all these people that you know, we're big fans of, and you know, we see them around all the time, and it's awesome. It's awesome to be a part of like whatever's happening right now, whatever it is. I don't even know.
And
I'm gonna shout out a band called Luge out of Toronto, and they're like this super like progressive. They're all pretty young, and I don't know, the sound is just so interesting, and you kind of have to go check it out and see. But I think they're pushing some boundaries, and it's pretty cool.
even in the influences that you all, or the artists you all just said, you can tell it's just like pulling from everywhere.
Exactly.
I would love to be on the road with you guys and just see what shuffles through the radio. It's gonna be wild, wild. I think it's You Did Use Me today. Love that song, and I personally have done it with a band, done it acoustic, whatever, and for me, coming into this today, I mean, I fully trust you guys with my life, so I follow you into battle. But I was like, I'm so intrigued how this is going to go without a drummer, because the drum part in that song is so good, so good. Mm-hmm. And could you speak to how you kind of weave the percussive element into the group? Because it's so there. The pulse is there. It's almost like there's like this ghost drummer with y'all while you play.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I think that's been like the product of many years of us playing together.
Sure. And
just all of us being like dedicated and really interested in this sort of like groove based and like funk music. And so all of us have like a lot of rhythmic versatility and language that we use. And also, in addition to that, like the ability to comp in many different ways. Like I think Anne is like a great example of, like, she is playing as a percussionist in this band, which like is not something that you would expect to hear out of a flute player, but we all kind of have this sense of needing to compel the groove. And so we sort of just take different pieces of the groove. Like a lot of times, like the bass traditionally, like the bass drum is like the downbeat, and like Dan oftentimes is just kind of the snare drum. So we have this like pocket that we've created over many years, and Kathleen fits in either as a snare or like sometimes the hi-hat, like the ghost notes. And so like within that, there's a lot of shape-shifting and elasticity, but ultimately the full spectrum of groove is presented, hopefully.
Yeah.
It almost reminds me of like when you have two people that have such good blend and you get the overtones.
Yeah.
It's almost like y'all have worked so hard at this that your overtone is percussion. And no, it's
That's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put
You
it.
can use that one. Yeah.
Gonna take
I
that.
love that.
Yeah. Twisted Pine, I love you guys. So good to have you in the studio. For those who might not know, we had y'all booked like a year and a half ago, and then COVID ravaged the band. You're here and you're healthy.
Yes.
I'm so glad that we were able to see you in Nashville.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, this has been
Beane.
such a treat and an honor.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Likewise for us.
Hey, stunning people. If you're loving our music, make sure to give us a like and a subscribe, and comment below who you want to see next.